just made it to Malang. We're gonna meet up with our driver now. We have a driver scheduled for 3 days, 2 nights. And today we're gonna go to the famous waterfall. Super excited. He's apparently waiting here, and he sent us a little picture this morning of our name on a little sign. So we're gonna go try to find him. Trains in Indonesia are super nice, not even comparable with Thailand. Thailand was the worst train I've been on ever. Which is so weird because Thailand's got that tourism money. That's what Kristen and I were just saying. These trains are so nice and go literally everywhere in Java. So we're in our car now. It's a 2-hour drive to get to the waterfall.
Yeah, we're going to Tumpak Sewu, which is a famous waterfall. In Havanese, it means 1,000 waterfalls.
Finally made it to the viewpoint of the Tumpak Sewu, the 1,000 waterfalls, and we see why they call it that now. Look at this. It's crazy it is a treacherous hike down, but we got it. We read a blog that said that you should bring waterproof shoes because everything that you have gets soaked. That's why we literally just have the GoPro, and all these clothes are willing to get wet. But I kind of wish I had running shoes because this is an insane hike, and also my foot is still broken from surfing. Potentially, I never saw a doctor, but it's clearly broken or fractured, so it does not feel very good. But this is a bucket list moment, so gotta push through the pain. This is crazy.
Upwards and sideways, hard in your face, but it's awesome.
So we're officially starting our walk back up. Kristen and I are saying we're both dreading this. We're not excited like we were when we were coming down, and it was hard enough on the way down, and now we have to be up after we've seen the beautiful waterfall. So it's going to be hard, and we're not excited about it. But I don't know how much I'm going to vlog after what that guy said in Danang. Someone commented on our YouTube that we're not fit enough to travel because we were huffing and puffing in the video. So no video of us climbing up them if you're gonna be like that. straight up, no footage for you if you're not gonna behave. So no huffing and puffing coming up the mountain. We're getting coconuts, which is actually the first time we're getting coconuts this whole trip. 8 months into our time in Asia. We're super excited. They're 10,000, which is like a little bit less than $1 Canadian. And we're gonna get some coconuts. We're so thirsty. Coming down, we were saying, oh, it must be hard walking up. Everyone's so sweaty. They're just sopping wet.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. They're just sopping wet from the waterfall. Here's our coconut. Oh, it's so cool. She's just cutting them right open, like right beside us. I love coconuts. I have no idea how you're supposed to eat them now. We just got to our homestay, and our first thoughts were, what are we, rich? Look at the place, we're on a private tour, look at the place we're staying. This is better than every single hotel we've had in Indonesia. We got 2 towels at one of the hotels we stayed at. We didn't even have one. We have coffee, tea, a kettle, a nice bathroom in this like mountainside little resort. We show up, the lady said the restaurant is still open. It's 8:30 right now.
And like, yeah, this is like a mountainside view. We're like on a little chalet overlooking like the hills.
Kristen and I were both saying it feels like we're on a family ski trip. Like, you know, you leave after school on a Friday and then you drive so far, it's like nighttime. Yeah.
And we're sitting in the back while our mom drives. But our driver's awesome. This room has blown us away. And this tour was a great deal. So like, I'm just loving this. I'm stunned. Literally, like, we literally walked in like, are we ready? I feel like we're just,
yeah, I know.
We've just made it now.
Like, this is one of the nicest rooms we've had. Look at these 2 beds. I also just feel like, to everyone watching at home, it may seem like we just like escaped from like a prison or something because we're getting so excited about this. But like, Carson and I stay at cheap places. So anyways, the ride was super sketch. Like, super sketchy, especially in the dark. I woke up after being asleep after we left the waterfall. I slept for a little bit. I woke up, it was pitch black, checked the map, and we're in like a port city across the island, completely away from Mount Bromo. So I look at Carson and I'm like, are we getting trafficked? That was my first thought, was like, we booked this cheap tour. Are we being trafficked? And it turns out we're not. It turns out you just literally need to go all the way around Mount Bromo to get to the side where all this stuff is. Anyways, I was really freaked out about it, but everything's fine. And then we drove at nighttime. Was it scary? A little bit.
But our guy's awesome.
Our guy's awesome, and he's a good driver, but we're passing in the oncoming lane. We're driving in the center of the road. There's motorcycles coming out of nowhere. It was a lot. When we were coming up to where the homestay is, it's like a steep grade. Like, you're not even allowed to have hills this steep back home. And you know, like when you're on a bike and you're kind of teetering back and forth to keep momentum coming, that's what he was doing with the car. He was just going like this up the road, super slow to keep the car going uphill. So it was a bit much, but we're here now. We're gonna get some food. We literally haven't eaten besides like pastries we've grabbed from a convenience store like sporadically throughout the day. So we're super hungry. We're gonna go eat. Look at this place, look how cute it is.
I love it.
It's freezing here though, like really cold. I looked up the weather when we were in the car to try to figure out what we're gonna wear tomorrow because we leave at 3 in the morning. And it said it was gonna be 14, 15. So I was like, okay, I'll wear a long sleeve and my leggings and I'll bring my sweater just in case. I'm wearing the sweater also. No doubt. Okay, so it's 3 a.m. the next day, and we are waiting out front of our homestay for our guide to come pick us up to take us to see the sunrise at Bromo. It is cold. Like, I could probably have a hat, gloves, and a sweater. It's only supposedly 14 degrees, and we've got like the thermal long sleeve that I just got, and then my sweater, leggings, running shoes. So we're pretty like clothed compared to what we usually are, but it's feeling a little chilly. Luckily we drive most of the way, see the sunrise, and then walk around. So hopefully it'll get a little bit warmer by the time we get up there. But it's okay, it's not that bad. We have absolutely no idea where our guide is though. I don't know what to do. So as you can see, we did eventually get picked up by our guy, and now we drove up in the Jeep, and now we have to walk a little bit to get up to what I think is the viewpoint. It's very dark and the GoPro doesn't record well in the darkness. So we are making our way up there now, but you can see insane traffic. There's just so many Jeeps here, all doing the exact same thing. You can't make it the whole way, and then there's a bunch of motorcycles that are offering to drive you up, which is very nice, but you know us, we're doing the walk, so gotta try to get through this crowd of cars and motorbikes. So we just finished hiking up from where our Jeep parked. It was like 15 minutes. I know there's a ton of stuff here. There's a lot of food, but obviously we're just headed to the sunrise. We're also realizing, after we got burned at Angkor Wat when there was no sunrise, we're realizing that because we're above the clouds, we probably are gonna get a really good sunrise. So we're getting pretty excited. So we've made it to the viewpoint now. We're sitting down. We went to the highest one and there's no one here, basically. Like, basically empty, and you can see both sides. Like, we're the tallest point on this mountain. And Bromo is directly in front of me right now. You'll see, you can't see right now, but you'll see when the sun starts to drop. So as you can see, the sun has finally come up here. It's so pretty. We hiked up to the very top viewpoint. I'll put the name on the screen. The other viewpoint is packed, the one that everyone, the one that everyone else goes to, like immediately when you get up where all the Jeeps are. It's packed. There's so many people just standing, and we're just sitting here with blankets. It's so cool. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen a sunrise this beautiful. There's a lady, there's people that come around and they give you blankets and, well, they sell you blankets and little pads to sit on, and Carson was really cold, so I let him take the blanket. Alright, you can finally see Mount Bromo in the full daylight. There it is, right there.
It's amazing. This view is one of the best I've ever seen, maybe the best.
It's so cool. The sunrise was really, really cool. It was one of my favorite things we've done. But they do sell blankets up here. You can rent them for $30,000, which is like $250 Canadian dollars. Be warned, it is cold. I was okay in my sweater. Carson was freezing. Lots of people have jackets and hats on, so I would totally bring some if you're coming here. It's so pretty though, and this viewpoint is by far the best one to go to. The other ones were way too crowded, so when the Jeep pulls up, just follow the road, the paved road all the way up to the top, just all the way, and you'll get here. Now we're gonna head back down to the Jeep, and then we head into the crater of Bromo on the Jeeps. It's gonna be kind of crazy. It's 5:45 a.m. right now. Carson's freezing cold, like shaking cold. I'm so excited.
So now we gotta walk back down to our Jeep, and it's just, like, look at how many Jeeps there are on this road. I'll take some videos and it's unbelievable. This is crazy. There's so many Jeeps and the road is so small. They're all parked on the side. Motorcycles and people. Getting there. But the view is so nice, so can't complain.
So we just started the second portion of the tour. We're going up the crater. I think there's not a lot of structure. And so we're figuring it out as we go. The crater's right there behind, right there. And I think we're going up there. He just said to walk this direction. To be fair, this is where everyone's going. So there's really not a lot of structure. You can take horses, but I don't really like horses. And I don't really like making animals work. I don't subscribe to the horses were made to work ideology. So I'm not gonna take the horse. I'm just gonna walk with our own two legs, but looks like it's a bit of a climb. Look at that. Luckily it's a lot warmer now. My lingering bronchitis cough, still here. So what are we, month 4 now? Would really like to stop having bronchitis soon. But I'll go to the doctor in Canada when we get there eventually.
This horse is working.
I'm sorry, man, horsey.
So our friends here got some horses. Oh, thank you. We're hoofing it ourselves.
Yeah.
They got the nice pink horse and the manly white horse, so it's kind of funny. There's so many horses. This is such a bizarre place, but it's awesome. Like, it's like we're doing a pilgrimage up to this volcanic crater through the ash here. We're on a mission. It's very cool. Like, just look at the scenes behind me. It's amazing. Okay, it's been a long hike up. We're really high up. It's tiring. And we got one final boss, a giant staircase to the lip of the crater. So, we're so close.
Look at nice calves and glutes.
Halfway. We made it. See the view. Oh God, it's scary.
It's loud.
The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's scary. It's steep and it is loud. Really, really loud. It sounds like a giant waterfall storm of fire is raging in there, which it is.
What is that noise? Is it lava?
I don't know. Look how high up we had to climb. So we started down there.
My heart's beating so fast. I can feel it in my stomach. I'm so tired. But I'm not huffing and puffing because I'm in shape and I'm fit to travel.
There's so much sulfur and smoke coming out of it.
Yeah.
Like tons, you can smell it. And look at that, it's crazy.
On the nice safety rail. No way you're gonna fall through that.
Crazy busy here. Horses everywhere. Okay, we're on our way down. See the volcano behind me? That was spectacular. I loved it. It was so cool, like so intimidating with those black ashy rocks going down into a giant pit, sulfur pouring out. It was amazing, and this giant ashy walk up, like really cool experience. Really one of a kind, once in a lifetime. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with this Mount Bromo day. It's just spectacular, super cool. And yeah, almost finished the walk back. It's just been fun. The whole area here is so cool with all the ash and the mountains, and like it's lush, lush, lush. And then there's a volcano. It's all gray and dead. So super cool. One of my favorite places we've been on the trip.
After we got burned at Angkor Wat by not seeing the sunrise, I had low hopes for seeing the sunrise here, especially because we had to wake up so early for it. But we were above the clouds. We were guaranteed a beautiful sunrise. It was so cool. And then seeing the smoke coming out from the crater was so cool. And we met these really nice people from the UK. So we've been chatting with them. And that was super fun. And then we get to go and we get to have a nice breakfast at our hotel. And it's warm again. We were just saying, it's crazy how it went from like, Kirsten was shivering. I wrapped him up in our blanket and he was shivering watching the sunrise this morning, like super bad, to like, I am very hot. I wish I could take my long sleeve off. It just, in the span of an hour, like it's crazy how the temperature changes around here once the sun comes out. But 2 thumbs up for me. And once again, I definitely think you should book this. Like the Bromo Ijen Tumpak Sewu is like a lot. Like it's annoying to think that we have to wake up at 12:30 tonight, but it's by far the best way to do it. That's what people from the UK are doing too, so by far the best. So we're back at the hotel now. We just got dropped off, and then there's the free continental breakfast included in our room. And it literally has everything. Fried rice, fried noodles, vegetables, fresh fruit, bread, eggs, juice. So we're absolutely loading up because we are sore and tired. And now we're gonna get in the car for 6 hours and drive to Banyuwangi, where we will sleep until midnight and then do this all again.
This breakfast is exactly what we needed after hiking the mountain twice. Seeing the volcanoes, like I got a full plate, and the fresh fruits, they just always make your day. Some veggies for mom, she'll be happy. Like this is exactly, we literally got out of the car, and the driver's just like, breakfast in here. We just walked into a buffet. Could not have been better. So this is our nice hotel in the daytime. This is awesome. Mountain view in the clouds, all these cute little huts, all wooden and stuff. 10 out of 10, love this place. But now we head off to Banyuwangi, which is near Ijen, the next blue flame volcano. It's a long, like 8-hour drive. We're gonna go start that driver, see some clips of that, and then we'll be at our hotel around 4 p.m. Probably just gonna try and go to sleep as early as possible because we're up at midnight to start the next tour.
So we're back in the car now, as you can see. We went back from breakfast and I had a nap, and then Chris had to wake me up, and I was not happy about being woken up. I was just talking to Kristen about how if you want to be a successful traveler, you have to have the can sleep anywhere gene, and Kristen does not have that.
Don't have. Really sucks.
I'll probably sleep in the car, and we'll get to Banyuwangi or wherever we're sleeping tonight, and we'll do this all again tomorrow.
At midnight.
But by this time tomorrow, we'll be in Bali, which is crazy to think. But by this time tomorrow, we would have hiked up another volcano.
So we came to this, I was saying to Hannah, we came to Mount Bromo last night at 9 and left at 10 a.m. So we've been here for just over 12 hours.
Yeah.
And saw the entire volcano at sunrise and walked through the crater, did all that, and slept for 3 hours. And now we're leaving already. Just insane. But it's quite fun. It's just really intense.
Yeah, I'm sore. Like I need to stretch out my legs. It was a tough walk this morning. Let's see what my phone says we did for steps and flights. 8.1k, 12,000 steps, 74 flights climbed. Like, we did a lot today.
Now, just rest in the car, go to the hotel, eat, sleep.
So, see you then. So to go to Ijen, you need to have a health certification done by a doctor to say you're fit to go in the crater. So at the doctor's office, we just got to Banyuwangi. We're gonna go inside.
Hello! Hello!
So here we are. Hopefully we pass. We've come this far.
Certainly hope so now. I don't imagine it's going to be too extreme, but it's kind of funny.
Pretty intense. So our driver was like Google translating for us in the car. We had no idea.
Yeah, it's just like, we go to doctor's checkup now, yeah? And I was like, you? And he was like, no, you. And I was like, excuse me? Then he explained it. Okay. Because like you go with gas masks and everything, so.
I'm a little intimidated. My legs are sore from today. So our driver's taken us to get our health certification. Here we have it. There he is. He's been very good. And now we're good to go to Ijen. This health certification was included in the tour that we booked. And the more and more that we do this whole big thing, we're doing the Malang to Bromo, to the waterfall, to the Ijen, it really is just quite obvious that you can't do it by yourself. Organizing this by yourself would be so challenging. And I mean, I'm sure you can, but it's just, the tour pays for itself every day, to be honest.
Yeah, like, I'm certain you could do it, but this was so worth it. Like, we don't have to worry about any of this stuff. It's all completely sorted. They pay and handle and talk to everyone.
Yeah.
We just paid the one price up front, and it wasn't even that expensive. And I've just been so happy. Everything works out so easily. All the food's been good, hotels have been good. It makes it so, because I was saying today, it's just so intense anyways. Like, there's so much going on. You're waking up at 1 a.m., 3 a.m., doing all this stuff that I don't want to deal with all the random crap.
Sorry. So if I looked a little distracted during that clip, it's because my papers say I'm Chinese, and I'm not. Kristen's saying he's Canadian. So he's going to chat with them. I'm sure it doesn't matter. Don't know how that happened. Hello. This is our homestay, and it's so nice. Once again, absolutely amazed. Look at this place. It smells so good, so clean and fresh. And look at the bathroom. This might be the best bathroom we've had. We have a sink, and then look at the shower with the full rain. Oh, the bed's comfy.
This place is awesome. Again, even better than the other one. It's modern. It's got AC. The sink is super nice with all the amenities. The bathroom is nice. Has a rain shower. Got like TVs, like another, maybe the best hotel we've been in Indonesia. Amazing. And this was on like this cheap tour we found that was just awesome. And these hotels have been spectacular.
Okay, so we're starting our walk now. It's hard to see because it's dark. It's not too bad in real life. Turns out we have a guide. I thought we were just gonna like raw dog walk up Ijen, but we're not. We have a guide. And we have our gas mask. We're ready to go. We're sticking to our group. Can't see much, but that's okay. Okay, so we're about halfway up right now. I think maybe just under half. We're at the first rest point. It's a steep hike up. Like, it's a far ways, and it's steep the whole time. It's not that bad though. At least we're not cold anymore. But it's hard. There's a lot of people around, and they also don't give you headlamps, so I've been using my phone flashlight. Good to know if you're planning to do this.
This is a long hike, and it's really steep. I think it's 2 hours, they said. So it's quite hard. I'm doing fine though, and I'm not cold. I was cold before, and now I'm toasty hot. So I might even take my sweater off. It's so hot, but you gotta earn this volcano, no doubt. I think some people are getting more than they bargained for because they don't warn you about this. You show up and oh, it's a 2 hour hike straight up.
So just over halfway up now. We said we feel like we're on a pilgrimage, especially you can see the lights up there over on that side. So it feels like we're all like in a line, like a convoy. We're almost there, hopefully. That's what I keep telling myself.
Steep it is.
It's steep though. This is one of the steepest hikes we did, even in Canada. Like, I don't think I've done a steeper hike than this. So off we go.
Okay, we've made it to the top and we're gonna head down into the crater. So we gotta get gas masked up here. It's serious.
So we've started our descent now into the crater. We have our gas mask on, and it's crazy. Look at this.
Okay, we did it. It was terrible. Like, it burns your eyes, burns your lungs. The mask doesn't even matter. I tried to get a quick video, but I had to run away. I thought I was gonna die.
It's so bad.
That was horrible, but we did it. But holy.
This gets a thumbs down from me, to be honest. Honestly, maybe even 2 thumbs down.
I give it a sideways thumb.
So it is light out now. It's 5:15. We're heading back up at 5:30. But as you can see, there's a ton of people here. It's daylight now. It's definitely a lot cooler when it's nighttime. But as you can hear, it's a lot. Carson, for once, is having way more fun than I am. There's just so many people, and I don't know what it is about groups of people where like as soon as it's stressful, it's everyone for themselves. There's pushing, there's shoving, there's people pulling each other up to get pictures, and it's just a lot. And it honestly feels really touristy. The hike is super hard, and down here is super difficult terrain. You have to wear the gas mask. It smells like sulfur, and the sulfur like gas blows into your eyes and your nose, and there's just fire. Like, there's a ton of different things that could go wrong here. And to be honest, there's a lot of people that shouldn't be here. Like, there's a lot of people that come for the Instagram picture, and it's just too difficult. And that's kind of part of why it's so hard, is that you're in this difficult terrain with people who don't know how to behave in difficult terrain. I don't want to sound super pretentious, but that's just the reality of what it is. Like, this hike was hard, and once you're down in the volcanic crater, it's pretty hard. So that's the reality. We were kind of expecting it coming in. It's cool, like the fire is cool, but like the flame is just in that one area. Like, it's not all over. So it's clearly very crowded. And like, we went up to go get our pictures and to get footage of it, and we just got blasted in our eyes and directly just right through the gas mask, to the point where you just have to stand there with your eyes closed. My eyes were watering, like I was crying. It was terrible. So that's our review. Not overly positive.
I actually liked it. It was super hard, like 2 hours, super hard hike up. Almost an hour hiking down in this crazy terrain in the volcano. But I like, the fire's cool, but it's a little overrated. But seeing blue fire dripping is awesome. But then, so you're walking down a volcanic crater into the crater at night when it's pitch black and everyone's walking through. That's crazy. Then you're in here and the sun rises and it reveals this volcanic crater, which is a really cool sight. I just like looking at the crater, and there's a giant blue lake in it. So I just think it's really fun to be in a volcanic crater. I'm really enjoying that experience, but it's unbelievably hard. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's crazy hard and crazy busy, which doesn't make sense of those go together. But I think it's cool just for the sight of the volcanic crater. It's so fun to be here. Who gets to go in a volcano, much less climb in the middle of the night, and then climb out in the daylight? So yeah, I'm being positive today.
I think it's cool too. I just think that there's a lot of like, I don't know, I'm more sensitive to that stuff than Kristen is. The pushing and the shoving and the people being rude, because I let people be rude. Okay, perfect example of what I mean. There's a woman wearing a dress.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah.
Holding a like full tripod camera, like just people that aren't prepared for the difficulty of the hike. Not to sound pretentious, I really don't mean to, but the difficulty of the terrain and the situation that we're in, and people who are here for the Instagram photo, and it just makes it so hard. So as you can see from the clips, they put the fire out, and we confirmed with our guide during the day, they put the fire out and then it gets reignited over the nighttime. It definitely looks way cooler at nighttime, but it's a mine, so it can't be ignited all the time. That's a good point though. If you don't come with a guide, I saw a couple people down there taking pictures now when the flame's gone. So just know, like, basically as soon as the sun rises, the flame gets put out. So you're gonna wanna come before that.
Okay, we're doing the hard climb up now. You saw all those cool yellow green sulfur rocks just getting blasted with that gas. See the lake in the background. It's awesome. I love this scenery. I had a good time. The climb up is gonna be hard. We have to climb all the way up out of the crater. It's super hard. But then it's downhill from there, so one more hard part.
So these guys carry these like sulfur rocks up on their shoulders. And it weighs, like they said, like 90 kilos, and they carry it up where we're going. Like, that's crazy. We did it! We made it to the top.
The view is amazing.
Yeah. Dangerous.
We're on the ridge now, and look how cool this is. One half is so lush and green, and the other half is a barren sulfur volcano. We are really on the top of a mountain. Like when it's pitch black, you couldn't even tell. But we are high, high, high up. It's crazy. So these taxis there you saw, those little carts, people from the bottom will push you all the way up the mountain in those. So like that. Those guys will push people up the entire mountain. 2 hours straight up the steepest hill I've probably ever climbed. And they'll do it the whole way, and then they'll do it on the way down too, which I can't believe, but also like I would feel horrible doing that, so we wouldn't do it anyways. But I mean, they're making a living, but that is crazy. I can't imagine doing that. I would not be able to.
Our friends asked for a quote for it, like they asked how much it would be. From the bottom it would be 1.2 million, which is like 120 Canadian dollars. So it's a lot of money. Like they make a good amount of money doing it, especially for here. But like, I could never make someone do that. I could never feel good about myself.
Yeah, but I mean, they are getting a serious check at the end, but I don't know. But it's crazy. That's the moral of the story. Crazy that they are even capable. So as you can see, we're walking down this mountain, but it's like we're in a mountain range, but all the mountains are volcanoes. So it's amazing, so beautiful. And Hannah was just saying, it's like you do it in the dark, pitch black on the way up, so you can't see anything. You're just doing this pilgrimage just by the light of your torch. And then on the way down, you get to see these beautiful volcanoes covered in different flora, and you see the winding around. It's awesome. So you get the best of both worlds, and the walk down is actually spectacular and easy because it's down. That's 6%. The so-called Lamborghinis, as the sellers call them.
We're waiting for our bus slash ferry. The bus turns out, wait, I have no idea what's happening. I think we're getting on the bus, which is gonna get on the ferry, which is then gonna get off the ferry and is then gonna take us to Denpasar. But I don't know. And I'm very hot and sweaty.
So, this is our last time seeing Java. It's just behind us. We're saying goodbye. We spent a long time there. I'm ready to leave. It was a cool final trip. But yeah, there's Java, and always on this side. No more Java for us.
So we finally made it into Denpasar, but we are barely on the outskirts. Like, look at that. We're barely on the outskirts. Kuta down here is where we want to go. Right down here. That's like the main area. Remember, we paid this man 175,000 each, and to take the local bus, it's 50,000. So we're on this fancy bus, right? We pull up in the middle of nowhere, like on the outskirts of Denpasar. All of the locals get off the bus, and then the bus driver comes back and he's like, "What are you doing? Get off! Like, I want to go to my home." And we're like, "We're all going to Kuta, which is like the main town, the main center of town, right?" And he's like, "I want to," like, keep saying, "I need to go to my house. I need to go to my house." And we're like, Carson and I are sitting kind of at the back. Our friends are sitting up there, and they're kind of dealing with it. And so he was like, he didn't really say anything. He just got back in and started driving again. We drove for maybe 15 minutes. We're still on the outskirts, as you can see. And he came back and he said Kuta and pointed in the direction towards, I'm assuming, where it is. And then one of the guys over there said, "We're still far from Kuta. Like, we're still 45 minutes out." And he said again, "I want to go to my home." And we're like, "We paid you 175,000 to drive us to, like, Denpasar. We're barely on the outskirts." Yeah, it's super weird. I don't understand what's happening.
We're not in Denpasar.
Yeah.
We're in like a village outside of Denpasar. So it's like, bro, drive me to the city and let me off in the main bus terminal in the city like a normal person. We'll see.
It's just funny that, like, he's not even being, like, discreet about it. He just keeps saying, "I want to go to my home. I need to go to my home."
And it's been so long. I just want to get there. And this is adding so much, like, let me out.
Yeah. So we pulled over again, tried to make Saul go out. We're still not in the city center at all. And he just said again, "I need to go to my house. My house is this way. I'm not going into the center. It's too far, blah, blah, blah." Got out for a little bit. None of us got up. And then he just, like, maybe 3 minutes later, got back in the car and we're driving again. So I don't know where we're going. But this man is really, really trying to get out of driving us into the town center.
Yeah, every 5 minutes he has to stop and come double check if we all want to go where we paid to go, or if he can go home early.
And he keeps saying, like, "This is the last stop, this is the last stop," as if it's not the side of the road. Like,
Yeah,
he's just
he
pulled
just
off.
pulls over to them, literally in the middle of nowhere, and goes, "This is the last stop, I'm going home." And then we all just sit here and don't get off, and he gets it, and he just gets in again and drives like 5 minutes further, and then he goes, "This is the last stop, this is the last stop."
But he doesn't say anything. Like, he'll come and say, "This is the last stop." All of us will say, "No, take us to Kuta, take us to downtown Dempsey, something. Like, this is the suburbs." And then he just goes, like, shuts the door and goes back out. And then
drives for 5 minutes. And he's probably gonna do it again.
Okay, so we really did just pull up to this man's house. He took us genuinely in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's worse than the side of the road. This is wild.
I don't know. Huh? Why not
We are literally just standing outside this man's house. He walked away to go over. See ya. Down there to that restaurant. And we ordered a Grab motorcycle. It's a 30-minute drive on a motorcycle. Whatever. We're like literally in the suburbs. Like, I just can't believe he genuinely took us to his house. He wouldn't take us into the city center.
What kind of bus to Denpasar doesn't go to Denpasar? Like, you can't just stop at your house outside of Denpasar.
No, like, and this wasn't like a bus. Like, this was a bus to Denpasar full of tourists.
It also wasn't like the cheap local bus. It was the tourist, like, premium fancy bus to Denpasar. About to take Grab bikes with our backpacks on for 30 minutes.
Anyways, so the Ramat Dejati. Yeah, look what it says on the sign. Denpasar.
We're in the greater Denpasar area.
So, anyways, about to get on our bikes.
One more step.